everybody. Thank you for checking out this episode of Raised on the Radio. I am one half of the show. I am Colt Brocado, good friend Patrick Blair, Zoomland. As usual, you know the deal by now. What's up, man? Sunday morning, the first Sunday without football in a while.
Fuck football. I don't want to talk about football right now. I want to talk about fighting, and I want to talk about my
Okay.
hatred for
Okay.
ESPN.
Okay.
My absolute 1000% hatred for ESPN. I'm done, man. I can't take it anymore. I don't know how let's explain before I. So last night there was a UFC event. The main event was between Jamal Hill and Johnny Walker, two up and coming guys. Big deal for both guys. Well, it did not end well for Johnny Walker. He got KO'd badly. It's one of those KOs where you watch the replay, you go, ooh, that's not just an MMA KO. That was bad. That's one of those, like, you're not supposed to get knocked out that way type bad, right?
Uh-huh.
So good for Jamal Hill. It's a big win. Everything's fine, but of course, the clickbait, the trolls, the whatever they are, the meme culture has to come out and make a meme out of Johnny Walker. Now, I understand that Timmy in mom's basement or Billy in his computer room who just got done playing video games, they're prone to making memes because they want the attention. Fine. I'm with that. That's okay. They are who they are. We're never going to eradicate that culture. We're just not. That's what the internet is. Now, what I have a problem with is how the biggest sports company, sports media, entertainment company in the world has to join in on it. The first thing I see when I go to Twitter is a meme or a tweet from ESPN MMA. They have over 800,000 followers on Twitter. So this isn't like some troll site. This isn't some like bot profile or whatever the case may be. It is ESPN's MMA-based Twitter page. Nothing sweet about these dreams with Johnny Walker's face up against his head up against the fence and his face all squished in. Now, the reason they said that is because Jamal Hill's nickname is Sweet Dreams.
Right.
Okay. But did you have to make a meme out of the guy he just destroyed? If you're ESPN, it is just they do not belong in the clickbait meme culture with everyone else. I don't take it seriously, man. And the problem is they have good people that work there that do report MMA, like Brett Okamoto, for instance. He doesn't do shit like that.
Right.
What it is some fucking freelancer or some fucking intern got paid $12 to put that up so they could buy a bagel this morning and feel good about themselves. And they can tell all their friends, like, hey, I was the one that whoever's in charge of their social media, I'm sorry, fired. You're done. What do you? I'm hot about this. Obviously, I'm done with the memes. I'm done with ESPN mocking fighters. Not only do they do it with memes, but they also do it on air during broadcasts on SportsCenter. They mock fighters. I'm sorry, there's no place for it. There's no place for fighters who have just been defeated in horrendous fashion. There's no room for them to fit into the meme culture. There's no room for them to be mocked. I'm sorry, Johnny Walker didn't drop a touchdown pass. Johnny Walker didn't strike out, right? Johnny Walker didn't fucking whiff on the fucking game-winning goal. He got his fucking lights put out by another guy who was trying to put his lights out. I'm sorry. I don't want to make a meme about that.
Yeah, but they think it's another sport. Like, it's just another sport. And what I mean by that is that you're saying that MMA doesn't fit into that. And arguably
neither does boxing.
In the culture that we're in, it may fit into it more than anything because of how easy it is to get these kind of pictures and make it a clickbaity thing and make articles based off of it. I'm not saying it's professional. I'm not saying it's right or they should be doing it, but it may fit into this culture more than we want it to.
You're 100% correct. I don't deny that, However, I don't think ESPN should be a part of the culture.
True. I get that.
First, the first thing is they define the sports entertainment and the sports media, sports journalism culture. Everyone's still following the ESPN playbook. Everyone's still. So why they have to like stoop to the level of memes and clickbait is beyond me. I'm sorry. There's just no room in it for me when it comes to fighting. There's no room for it when it comes to fighting. I don't I don't think it's fair to Johnny Walker. I don't think it's fair to his team. I don't think it's fair to his family, his fans. And again, I understand that this is, this goes way back before the internet. When you did something poorly or you made a mistake, especially in sports, people called you out for it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. But for ESPN to allow whoever runs their social media to go to Twitter and make a meme out of this dude, I just think it's irresponsible. I don't think it's journalism. And I know people get upset when a guy like myself calls something not journalism. But let me tell you something. I am a journalist. I have published works out there, so I get to speak on it. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I don't like it. You don't see guys like Brett Okamoto doing that. You don't see guys, and as much as people want to hate on Ariel Helwani, he doesn't do shit like that. He doesn't do shit like that. He doesn't make memes. He doesn't put things out there for clicks. And that was what he was always accused of when the whole Brock Lesnar thing happened at UFC 199, which ultimately got him banned by the UFC or whatever that was. He wasn't putting things out there for clicks. He reported a story and didn't realize there were guidelines to follow. He didn't realize there was a timeline. Now that's what he says, whether you want to believe him or not, fine. But that's what he says. And based on his previous work and the work he's done since then, I believe him.
Yeah.
I just have a hard time believing that people who want to be taken seriously as journalists and who want to be taken seriously as media personalities, I don't think they need to do shit like this. That's why I said it was probably an intern. I don't know. I mean, or a freelancer, or something. I
see what you're saying, but I don't know. I don't know that whoever's running the social media isn't, legit, and that this is the culture that we're in now, and this is what get clicks. Because I would like to see if a Brett Okamoto puts out an article about this fight versus an article that goes along with that meme, what gets more clicks? Because we are in a culture of clicks, right? And as I'm saying again, I understand it's not professional and I don't agree with it, but they're going after the clicks. And a picture like that, especially your non-hardcore MMA fans are going to see that picture and be like, oh man, I've got to go watch that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that specific. So there is an article. Let me click on it. Let me see who put it out. Let's make sure it's not Brett Okamoto. I hope it's not. Motherfucker.
We just have to restart this podcast.
No, it's Mark Ramambi. So he's another one of the main guys. Jamal Hill beats Johnny Walker with first round knockout punch in the UFC Fight Night main event. Jamal Hill's nickname is Sweet Dreams. It's not because of his propensity for singing lullabies. The top light heavyweight prospect put another highlight reel finish on his resume Saturday night after putting Johnny Walker to sleep with a knockout punch at 255 in the first round in the main event of UFC Fight Night in Las Vegas. That's what a journalist does. Mm-hmm. He said he put him to sleep, but that's a common term used in fighting. I don't have any problem with that. I don't. Right. So then there's nothing. No, there's no jabs here. There's nothing. Now the tweet, the article is tweeted, but the tweet says "Sweet Dreams, Hill tops Walker with first round KO." Again, I don't have a problem with that. That to me is not meme culture. That's not clickbait culture. That's that guy doing his job, right?
Right.
And if you read the article, he does everything that an MMA journalist is supposed to do. Talks about the fight, talks about who won the fight, how they won the fight, and then talks about what's next. Boom. No need for a goddamn meme or to make a meme out of Johnny Walker. Brett Okamoto, main event KO and a plus money parlay if you caught the show. Okay, that's just But the tweet that I had a problem with has over 10,000 likes and over 1,500 retweets. And dare I look at what some of the comments are?
That's probably a bad idea.
Too late. Already clicked it.
Uh-oh.
Is Johnny really sleep cold? The eyes is closed before ground and pound. You see, this is who we're dealing with.
There's several words missing in that sentence.
This is who we're dealing with. This is who ESPN wants to be involved with.
Yeah. I don't know though, man. Like I bet ESPN is one of those like tweet and walk away. Like, cause they're not in there in the comments. Like they just want comments to happen.
I know they're not. I know. You got to understand the person who's running the social media pages for ESPN, specifically the MMA page. I would, if I'm guessing, just based on what I know about that type of job and people I've known that have done it, I am guessing that this person doesn't run all of ESPN social media. It's probably just MMA, maybe boxing, but it's probably just MMA. And they probably make $30,000 a year. They're probably in their early 20s. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Good for them. It's a good job to have. That could lead you to places. I'm not necessarily, and I tweeted about it, and I'll tell you what my tweet was, just so I'm not mad necessarily at the individual who was doing their job, right? Because they have to. I'm mad at the company. I'm mad at the company that is hiring people and putting them in a position to let their company be at the forefront of this fucking meme clickbait culture.
Does ESPN have, like, as far as social media goes, I follow a few of their pages, but not all of them. Do they have like separate pages for all different sports?
A lot of them, yeah. I mean, there's going to be an ESPN MMA, ESPN boxing, ESPN baseball. Yeah, absolutely. There's the basic ESPN social media page, Twitter page, where you'll find essentially all of the headlines you would have seen on SportsCenter this morning. You'll see that. You'll see breaking news there, so on and so forth. But specifically, the way that it's designed, and again, I don't know this for sure, knowing people who have done it and knowing people and talking to people who have done it. I've never worked for a company as large as ESPN, but they build those specific profiles for those specific journalists that work in that sport. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I said, I'm sure the clever freelancer that came up with this will make enough money to buy a bagel in the morning, so I don't blame them. Hey, at ESPN MMA, stop mocking fighters. The MMA part of your name should help you understand that. My tweet got 3 likes and 1 retweet compared to theirs.
And at ESPN MMA didn't message you back?
They sure didn't, Colt.
Assholes.
What a bunch of fucking cowards. Oh, okay. So again, that the actual story about it that was posted directly to their profile, within 15 minutes after that meme, totally fine with that. And that is what he's considered one of the top journalists in MMA for a reason. I would guess, again, the person that runs that social media site or the person that created that tweet is likely not interested in being a journalist. If I had to guess.
You're saying this is a job on the way up the ladder?
No, I'm just saying I think their ultimate goal isn't to be a Mark Raimondi or a Brett Okamoto or Ariel Helwani. Okay. Maybe Ariel, because Ariel's sort of working the social media game and like the podcast game really well. So maybe. And we all know, way to really propel yourself to the top of that industry is to be a master of clicks.
Mm-hmm.
Master the clickbait game and master the meme game and master the troll game. You're going to get places. Not saying it's right or wrong. Not saying that people haven't done it other ways. They have, obviously.
Isn't there normally, I know like in the past before social media became what it was, like if you were a journalist or something, normally if you're going to put something out, it doesn't have to go through other people first before it can be put out. Is that the same way with social media? Like if you're a journalist,
is there someone that edits social media content?
Something like that, or like approves what you're posting before you post it.
I think,
or is it just because it's so easy now to just post something on Twitter? Maybe they don't have a middleman there somewhere.
Yeah, it depends on whose platform we're talking about. Okay. So I would say this: ESPN, probably so. Like I said, I don't necessarily know. I don't believe that even the social media manager for that page is the one who posted that. Like I said, I think they hire people all the time to do freelance stuff. I need this, I need blog posts, I need this, I need, again, I don't know ESPN's business. I just know people who have done this. I am someone who has worked as a freelancer and been offered gigs to do similar things. I've never done them. I have no interest in creating social media posts for anyone other than myself. No interest. Yeah. Because I know they're going to make me be an asshole. I'll be an asshole on my own terms. You're not going to make me be an asshole. Okay.
I don't need help. I don't need help with that.
No, I don't. And I'm glad you know that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I knew a guy. So I went to school with a guy who, while we were in school, he ran, I don't know if I should say this. I'll say it. He basically did the social media for about, so he did the social media for 6 different colleges sports programs, and then also did social media for 3 USL soccer teams. Okay.
Okay.
If I'm remembering correctly, he did a lot. Okay. These were all entry level positions that paid him dog shit, but he had pretty much total control over that. Now, this is some time ago. This is pre TikTok. This is pre Instagram being a huge deal. Like, I think Instagram was just getting to be popular at the time, if I'm remembering correctly. YouTube was nowhere close to being what it was. This is still like, sneezing panda YouTube. This isn't YouTube as we know it today. I know he made dog shit money doing it, but it got him it opened doors for him. But I think it was a different job then. But he had total control over all of that, at least from what he told me. But he chose what went on sites. Facebook, Twitter, he chose. He made YouTube. He oftentimes was at the games, like shooting the content himself, editing the content himself.
Dang.
He has a really good job now. So again, he did this entry level and he got paid shit and did it while he was getting his degree, but it led to big things for him. So, but he also was really good at it, dude. He was really good at his job. He was, if I had to put it any type of way, he was an entrepreneur at that type of job. He just got it. He just understood it before a lot of people did. So anyway, my point is, I think, I don't know how it is now necessarily, but I think some specific platforms, I think they kind of give you like, put it out there. Is there going to be someone, in marketing and public relations that goes, hey, you got to run that by us before you post that? Yeah, of course, that happens everywhere. Because it's ultimately representing your brand and who you are and your culture.
Yeah, and that was my point. Like somebody as big as ESPN, posting something like that. If you're hiring a freelancer to do that, I would think the smart route would be to go like, how about we run that through somebody else before we let you post that and possibly, put a damper on our name.
I doubt they hired a freelancer. I was just saying that to be an ass and kind of.
Okay, I gotcha.
It was just all about me talking shit about ESPN. But if they did, it would not shock me. It would not shock me. I don't know of a lot of freelance work being offered up by ESPN. I really don't. I've never heard of it. But does this bother you as much as it does me? Like, do you feel bad for Johnny Walker after seeing something like that? And God damn it, you sent it to me. I totally forgot that you initiated this hatred.
Yeah, your comment back wasn't the best thing to post on our podcast either. But no, I completely agree with what you're saying. But I think that if you're in any sport or if you're in the eye of, I don't know, if you're doing anything that you're on TV or anything like that these days, you have to go in, do your thing. And if something bad happens or something of that nature, you just have to not be on social media for a while. Like you just have to accept that no matter what happens, you're going to have to stay away from it for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that that's the best thing in the world, but I think it's only going to get worse. And we can complain as much as we want, but it's only going to get worse. I know. It sucks because it is very unprofessional. But then again, those media outlets now probably think professional is a different thing than what we think it is.
Yeah. No, dude, I'm with you. I know. I think about this all the time. But here's the thing. I want to make very clear. First, let me fact check myself about the dude. I told you that I knew that. So he didn't manage all of these sites at one time. I gotta change what I said. He worked his way up. Okay. Started at a small, doing the social media for a smaller college, bigger college, and then anyway. Gotcha. I wanted to make that clear because I thought I said that he did it all at one time. If I didn't, whatever. I just wanted to make that clear. Anyway, I don't think that it makes me out of touch or it makes me old to not agree with this clickbait meme culture. And here's why. I do what you want. If you want to make a meme about Tom Brady, I'm with you. I don't like the guy. I'm going to be a hater on Tom Brady till he hangs him up, which he did. But when it comes to fighting, I'm sorry, I'm not old and out of touch. I care about the fighters. I know people who have done it. So do you. They go through a shit ton to get to that moment. And for that moment to come crashing down like that in such devastating fashion, I'm sorry. There's no room for mockery, dude. There's not. It's easy to mock Conor McGregor because he talks so much shit. He does it to himself, right? The fucking memes of him laying on his hand after DP knocked him out. Okay, that makes, I still don't like it, but it makes more sense. And Conor opens himself up for that. And to be honest with you, Conor's laughing all the way to the bank with your fucking memes. Johnny Walker's not Conor. You know?
Yeah.
I just don't, there's just no room for it in fighting, man. I don't like it. It's one thing if you talk shit and you bring, you know, karma's a bitch. There's that saying, and believe me, in fighting, you know, YouTube, karma's a bitch in fighting or something like that right now. You'll find dozens of videos. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying, you know, people do bring it upon themselves. I still don't like it, but it's easier to make memes. It's easier for me to understand making memes out of them. You'll never see me do it. You'll never see me retweet it. You'll never see it. But
it is, but it's also, again, another professional news source that can't really just say, oh, well, Conor talks shit, so we can definitely make memes about him. But this guy over here, we can't make memes about him because he doesn't talk shit. That doesn't, you know what I'm saying? I know you understand that too. I'm just saying that that's the other side of that.
You're being too literal about this. What
I
I'm
know,
saying
I
is
know, I know
ESPN.
that.
ESPN
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I don't know. Fuck ESPN. They've been losing me for years now, and I'm really just done with them.
I have a question to go back to at the beginning of this, though, kind of different. With Johnny Walker, you said that they were both up and comers. Do you still consider Johnny Walker an up and comer? How many years do you have to be in the game to still be considered an up and comer?
I mean, he's ranked 10th. He's only 27 years old. This is a guy that people thought
he's been
before
in for a few years, right?
Yeah, but I mean, before Corey Anderson beat him, he was the people thought if he won that fight, he was going to fight for a title. So I mean, I would still call him, okay, maybe up and coming is the wrong way to describe him, but title contender for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Jamal Hill more so than Johnny Walker, definitely.
Yeah.
And now I wouldn't even apply up and comer. I would say legitimate threat to do something in the division. That he gets better. He's only 30 and he's just like limited experience. I think he joined the UFC. It was like, how many fights has he had in the UFC? I think he was like 6-0 when he joined the UFC. And he's a tough motherfucker. Who was it that dislocated his elbow? And he didn't even flinch. So not his last fight, because his last fight, he knocked out Jimmy Crute. It was the fight before that. Paul Craig. Paul Craig is the one that did it. Yeah. I guess he dislocated his elbow and then TKO'd him, but I don't remember that being a TKO. I got to find the video of that.
Let me ask you this. So Jim Miller fought last night too. What did you think of that fight? I'm curious on what you thought of the fight. And
he's 38. I was right.
And just clicked with me last night when I was watching the fight, when the commentators were talking about him, because they were talking about he's a 13-year veteran. Right. And he just tied the most wins in the UFC with Cowboy Cerrone, which is awesome. But then I'm also thinking, man, a 13-year career, and he's facing a guy who had his debut in the UFC last night. I don't know. It just feels weird to say that you have the most wins in UFC history. You have been in this career for 13 years. And I understand, I guess the crappy rankings can come into play too, but to be facing a guy who, you know, in their debut and you've been doing it for 13 years I don't know. Doesn't that just feel kind of demeaning?
I don't think it should. I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He'll just go down as a guy that never sniffed the title, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think anyone finds it. I don't think anyone would deny that he has skill and that he's a tough motherfucker. I don't think anything like that. Well, dude, look, they want to use him as a stepping stone and he want to keep proving everyone wrong. Then fuck it.
Yeah.
At some point in your career, you're going to become that guy, but I don't have a problem with it. I mean, good for him. Like, this is a great win. I mean, that's a younger guy. First fight in UFC, was in the Contender Series. He's trying to make a name for himself by beating Jim Miller. So it's not like he's fighting lesser competition. People would say that, but in my opinion, just my opinion, would it be okay, like, for what if he fought Clay Guida? You know what I'm saying? Fighting another older guy who's at the end of the line. Like, hey, to me, it's like, fuck it. Beat the young guy if you can. Why not?
Does it feel like Clay Guida should be about 68 years old?
Oh my God, dude. He's been fighting for so long.
In fighting years, he has to be at least 68.
Oh, he's 1,000 in fighting years. Oh, dude.
I
If you
can't
think
believe he's
about,
still doing it.
yeah, man. If you think about that fight with Diego Sanchez, the first minute of that fight, like, oh, and then like the knee that knocked him out from Brian Ortega, like, oof. Good for Jim Miller. In summation, fuck ESPN.
I don't know if you retweeted it or what, but it was a Brendan Schaub clip. And you basically said who is listening to this guy talk MMA or babble about MMA or whatever like that. But I didn't actually see the clip. What was he? Was it just random talk? Were they doing a fight night or something or what?
No, it was just him on one of his 18 shows. It's just incoherent gibberish. Like there's just no awareness of like sounding intelligent, speaking clearly, making cohesive points about anything. It's just rambling. It's just my tweet was, who goes to this guy for their MMA chatter anymore? He used to be a guy that everybody leaned on.
Yeah.
I guess people still do. He'll claim that people still do. Did you ever notice, and you might not pay attention to this, but I saw someone tweet this. No. When he was doing his back and forth with Ariel Helwani made mention of the fact that, and if he didn't, I apologize, but I thought he did. He made mention of the fact that every one of that guy's videos always gets around the same views. From all of his various shows that he does, every time you look, the views on YouTube are always about the same.
Okay, meaning what?
The conspiratorial part of that would be he's paying for views. He's paying for his videos to be like up in the top of YouTube so that he gets just the right amount of clicks every time.
Gotcha. I mean,
if we've proven anything, we don't know how algorithms work, so I'm just talking out of my ass right now.
No, but I mean, I bet that makes sense because I bet there's a way to play the system in that way.
Yeah.
Almost to where you can figure out like what your income's going to be based off of.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
You know, like there's a game to be played there. We don't know it.
Well, we know it. We just don't have the time to make 8 different shows that all suck. I'm just kidding. Brendan Schaub seems like a great guy, a nice guy, and cares for other people. So he doesn't suck. I apologize for saying that. I shouldn't do that. Are you still a Brendan Schaub fan?
You know, by now we've almost done 100 episodes and people know when you're being sarcastic.
Oh, they do? Because you clearly don't.
I think so. Well, text messaging is hard to figure out sarcasm. I'm figuring it out with you though. It's taking a while, but I'm getting there.
You're getting there, huh? You're gonna have a bachelor's degree in sarcasm when you're done with me.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, yeah, it was interesting because you were talking about algorithms earlier, and it's just that it kind of like made me think about that. Because it's funny, that video that I tweeted about had right around the same amount of views that I'm talking about. But good for him. It's working for him. Again, I'm hating just to be hating at this point, but whatever.
I mean, we would take the success that he's had.
Well,
even if Patrick Blair doesn't think that he deserves a lot of the success that he has gotten.
When have I said that?
I don't know.
I never said that. He clearly has earned everything that's been given to him. I mean, good for him. Yeah. My biggest problem with him was just like Rogan. Like he started getting really arrogant about the COVID shit. And I'm just like, I'm done. I'm out. I just can't deal with that shit. I'll still listen. You know, I'm still technically, Al said it best when I asked him, are you a fan of Rogan? He said, well, I still can be a fan of Rogan. Right now, I'm not because of the things he's saying, but I still can be. I'll still listen. I'm the same way. You know, he just had Joey Diaz on. I listened to quite a bit of that. So,
you know, I seen that. I haven't heard anything from Joey Diaz in a long time. I need to.
You should listen to that episode.
It's pretty good.
I'll just say you should listen because I know you are a fan of his. Didn't you see him live?
Yeah, at Helium.
Yeah. I don't know. So again, it's not that I'm not a fan of Brendan Schaub. I can be a fan of Brendan Schaub, sure. But anyway, the arrogance when it comes to COVID and I don't know. That's always rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not like he was just saying, just go for a jog and eat some broccoli and you'll be fine. I mean, he wasn't doing shit like that.
Yeah.
I was at the forefront of that, dude.
Only
I was the first one to say it.
Only morons would say that.
I was the first one to call BS on COVID, clearly. So anyway, I got to roll out of here, man. I got a constipated kid.
That sounds horrible.
It is not the best. It's not the funnest. So,
all right. Well, you have fun with that.
Thank you.
Live or die for you.